Hey guys, so YouTubers, we often get, in fact, every day probably, requests to review these. So TWS in-ear earphones, there's a lot of them out there. In fact, the market to me is oversaturated, completely flooded with so many generic ones and so many brands that really don't live up to the claims, especially when it comes to battery life. So a lot of them will say 4 to 6 hours, and ones that I've tested are like, hey, I just got 4 hours battery life out of it. In fact, it's not the 6 that you claim. So these ones here, they're called the PaMu Slide because of the case. It's a slide open case, and they do actually run for the claimed 10 hours.
So the case is made out of a hard plastic. It has a 2000 milliamp hour battery within it, so it does weigh a little bit. Now this is the reverse wireless charging model here. So the button on the top here, if you press this down, it will start to flash. I think you need to actually double press it. See, it's now flashing, and I'll show you. If I place now my Huawei P30 Pro on it, you'll see now it will start to wireless charge. So the build quality of the case is very good. It's got fabric on the top here, PaMu, and of course called the PaMu Slide. It has a sliding mechanism, which is spring loaded. So we've got status LEDs on both of the earbuds here. So red is letting you know it's charging. Now there is a difference in the charge time between both of them here. So it's just gone out. It takes 55 minutes to charge the right one, and it will take an hour and 5 minutes to charge the left one. There must be a slight difference there in the battery capacity. Now the battery life on these is really good actually. It's the claimed 10 hours. I got just over 11 hours with these, with the volume at 50%, playing high quality FLAC tracks, of course connected up with aptX with my Huawei P30 Pro. So we've got pogo port pins here to charge them, and it's magnets that will hold it in place. So when you put them in there, they'll sit in there nicely. And I'll just show you the design. So we have rubber around the outside here. It's like a rubber sleeve that's gone over the plastic, and this is why they don't fall out of your ears. Now in 1 week of using these, they have not fallen out. They are very comfortable, and you can see a little microphone here at the end, and it is connecting up now, or looking to connect to my phone, because I've currently got Bluetooth off. So if it doesn't detect a previously connected device, it won't automatically connect. It will then go into the pairing mode automatically, which is quite handy. So once you place them back in the case here, they automatically turn off, disconnect, and start charging. You can see I've got 4 bars here, and that indicates each of those bars 25%. So they will give you an additional 5 charges. With the headphones already charged, that means at least 60 hours of playback at 50% battery, which is excellent. So very good battery life on these, and that's probably the main reason why you would go for these. I just wanted to quickly demonstrate as well how quickly they do connect. So as soon as you take them out of the case, now if you wanted to just use it for voice calls, you can only just use one if you wanted to, and that's all possible. So just take out now the left one, for example, and you'll see that it should connect up right now. There we go, it's connected. There's actually a voice prompt that says connected. It tells you what you're doing there. And I'll pull that out now, you can see. All right, so they're connected up, and it is really that quick. It's very good. Now tapping right here, I'll just show you my Bluetooth devices that it is connected up with aptX, and that gives you slightly better audio quality. They're still not the same though, Bluetooth for me compared to wired. Now I wanted to talk just a tiny bit about how they sound. So the trebles and the mids are very good, very crisp, clean, clear highs definitely from this, but I have noticed that it's lacking a little bit in terms of bass for me, these particular earphones, and I had to tweak up just the equalizer a little bit, which is something that I don't normally do. Okay, so I'm just listening to some tracks here, so some very high quality encoded FLAC lossless audio here, and using the equalizer just had to give it a little bit of a boost there in the lows just to try and make the bass a little bit more punchier. So it is 40 millimeters thick. It's a lot more chunkier than other models out there that you can find, and it weighs 133 grams is your total travel weight with the earphones inside it. The earphones themselves only weigh 7 grams each, so that makes them super comfortable for wearing, and you can just wear them for hours on end. I can at least, and they don't bother me at all.
Okay guys, so that is the PaMu Slide. What really impresses me is that battery life. It is better than their claim, at least with my test with the 50% volume that I had set. I kept them, of course, within pocket distance, so my phone would be here, or I'd keep it on the desk, and it's just the short transmission range. So the transmission range, is there any frequency cracking, breakup? Normally not. It's only when I started to walk away from my phone. If I left it over the other side of the room and walked away, then yeah, I noticed that one of the ears perhaps would have a bit of a problem. But your normal kind of distance that you would keep your phone, so maybe you've got a phone in a backpack or in a purse or in your pocket, you're not going to run into any problems. They are super comfortable because they only weigh 7 grams each, which is really good. Voice call quality, again, really good. And you've got the touch controls. So the touch controls, you tap to play or continue playback or pause playback, double tap to skip the track, and tap and hold to increase the volume, tap and hold on this side then to decrease, double tap, to get Siri or Google Assistant, and that's all working fine. I've got really no problems with that. As I showed you, you can just use one if you want. So if you're going to be placing a lot of voice calls and you only need to use one earpiece, then connect that one up. So charge time of the actual earphones themselves is about 55 minutes to about 1 hour and 5 minutes in my testing, depending. There's a little bit of difference between them, a slight difference in battery capacity there, but amazing battery life, runtime. The fact that I can get 10 hours, the claimed 10 hours, in fact, over that, really, really impressive. So where do they fall short? Nothing's perfect, of course. I've noticed that with the touch commands, so when you double tap it, sometimes it doesn't register it, okay? So I've double tapped, and my music will stop. And hang on, I don't want it to stop. I want it to just skip to the next track. Do it again. Now it works. So there's a little hit and miss with that. And when it comes to the audio quality, so the highs and the mids are very good. So you're getting great vocals through these. You're getting very good highs, so very crisp sounding highs. The bass for me out of the box was a bit of a disappointment. So when I first heard them, I went, oh, hang on. They don't sound that great because I'm listening to my other ones that I own too. I've got some Sonys, Sennheiser, and I just noticed that, wow, these sound a little bit lacking in the bass department. And even after a week, I still think they lack a little bit in bass. I had to go into the equalizer, just boost up the bass a little bit to get it to sound a little bit better to me. But I think for most people, there's going to be fine. Maximum volume is loud, very loud, but it could be my phone limiting that a little bit. But I think for most, again, the maximum volume is going to be very good. But to me, it's all about the battery life. So really amazing good battery life, and that's where it comes recommended from me. If you want the best battery life at the moment, I think one of the best, these are the ones to go for. And of course you get the additional 5 chargers with the, well, a little bit chunky case as you'd expect. The reverse wireless charging, bit of a gimmick. I wouldn't actually really use it personally, but it might save you in cases like, oh, my phone happens to support wireless charging and it's running only on 5% or 7%, then this may save you so you can make a few voice calls or whatever. Okay, so that's one thing there. So great overall, do like them. It's just the bass. That's really the only thing that slightly bothers me there with these. Thank you so much for watching this review. Hope to see you back on the channel with more up and coming tech reviews from me. Bye for now.